Welcome back to 7 Moons Astrology. This is a reading for the new moon in Libra. It comes exact on the 25th of September at about 4:54 p.m. Central Daylight Time, but this energy will be felt over the entirety of Libra season. The new moon kicks off the lunar cycle, which sets the tone in the background energy for the whole lunar month ahead. So you can see it here by the sun and moon together at 2 degrees Libra. When the sun and moon are in conjunction, this is a new moon. Astrologically, this is the introduction of a new energy where we set new intentions or we set our focus on creating something new or manifesting something different in our life experience. And so those intentions this time around, or the energy that we're working with, is Libran in nature. So what is Libra all about? Well, Libra is about coming to understand the self through the reflection of another. It is about relationship, one-on-one, with another person that mirrors you. So it can be a marriage. It can be a friendship. It can be a business partnership. It can be any one-on-one context where the goal is to achieve agreement and harmony. So at an even higher thematic level, Libran energy is about considering other perspectives and weighing all the options, taking into account not just my perspective, but the perspectives of what I see reflected to me on the outside. So each of us, no matter if we just got out of a relationship, just got into a relationship, we're looking to take a relationship to the next level, we're striving to create an agreement with a business partner, we're working to close deals and get contracts signed, we are considering what our approach to relationships has been in general, and we're single and wanting to make sure that we set out in a new direction next time we decide to enter a relationship. Doesn't matter. Each of us is looking to set out in a new way where we achieve something more reciprocal in nature, something more fair, something more balanced, and something that feels truly supportive, not just to me, but to the other person as well, where it's full of harmony, okay? Compromise, mutuality. And we might be having a bit of a hard time with that. And there's several reasons why. But before I go there, I think the context of this energy is a little bit important to understanding the whole story. So let's rewind 1 month from now. 1 month ago, we were at the new moon in Virgo, which was square Mars in Gemini. And at the new moon in Virgo, we were looking to create order out of chaos and make plans for the future. So get our schedule together. Organize all our stuff, clean out our material possessions, get our work calendar in order, get our health in order, start a new fitness routine, get things organized. And there was a bit of an obstacle because we were really excited or learning new information all at once and feeling a little bit scattered, or being really busy with a bunch of people contacting us all the time, or having lots of plans to try to figure out all the details. And so there was a bit of a feeling of overwhelm. There was a bit of feeling of rush and anxiety that could make us prone to being hypercritical, overly analytical, a little bit perfectionist, and then we create all these little problems and have to learn to calm ourselves down, okay, and get out of that headspace. So then 2 weeks ago, we reach the full moon in Pisces. And the full moon in Pisces was a moment in time where we had some bigger, deeper, intuitive revelations, and were able to really reflect on the past because Mercury had just went retrograde in the sign of Virgo. Or Libra, it went retrograde in the sign of Libra. So at that point in time, that Pisces full moon was giving us this big of illumination around all these emotions that I've been processing over the past year, all of this healing that I've had to do, all the things that I've lost and that have ended, and the chapters that I'm ready to fully let close and end now and put behind me, and really grieving those things to completion while feeling hopeful and imaginative and really deeply connected with the future that was lying ahead of us now that we had put some of the, let's say, now that we had tied some of the bows around the major healing that we had to do and the conclusions that needed to be drawn. And the goal around that full moon in Pisces 2 weeks ago was to reach a state of deeper compassion for ourselves and what we went through, and for the other person and where they're at. and to find a deeper place of forgiveness, because the past is the past and we're not going to nitpick it anymore. We're not going to criticize anymore. We're not going to beat it to death. We're going to just forgive and let it go. That's what the objective of the full moon in Pisces was. So ultimately, I think even if there were some big emotions for some people around that time, it was a nice conclusion where we could feel complete and like we had a deeper intuitive sense of where we were going and could feel okay about that. So as we continue to analyze the past with Mercury in retrograde, things happened, right? Problems emerged, old relationships came back around, contracts and agreements fell apart, there was disharmony, there were arguments, Mars started to make a square to Venus, and at this point, we forget that compassion and that forgiveness that we had found at the full moon in Pisces, okay? So we lost a little bit of that deep inner faith that we were able to achieve, and now we're moving here at the new moon in Libra asking, well, what do other people think about this? How does this look from the outside? And trying to figure out how we want to proceed for the future in relationship. So the other thing that's happening right now that is a pressure cooker that's making us, let's say, forget that bigger, intuitive, divine message that we learned about forgiveness and letting go and compassion for self and other, is this Saturn-Uranus square. So you see Saturn here at 19 degrees and Uranus here at 18 degrees. Don't love it, to be honest. This was an energy that was predominant for all of 2021. So in 2021, there was a lot, if you think back to 2021, there was a lot of, I'm so sick of this. Can't I just get out of this now? I need to change everything around me right this second. But I can't do it now because I have all these responsibilities and it's not working out and I can't do it fast enough. And if I change this too quickly, then I have to go back and clean it up. And where I moved too quickly, I created problems. And there was this push and pull between wanting to change everything right now and yet still feeling comfortable or somehow beholden or burdened to circumstances that had started to feel confining to us. And we weren't quite sure what needed to give in order to break out of that dynamic. And it was really uncomfortable for most people all of 2021. Now, for the better half of 2022, this energy has been broken up a bit. The square hasn't been in as tight of an orb. So we've been dealing with other topics and maybe not feeling so much of that hurry up and wait, push and pull energy. We've been settled in more to the idea of moving at a patient, methodical, slow and consistent pace. But now, the Saturn and Uranus square, it's tight again. It's within 1 degree. And this is brief, but it's still kind of intense because we begin to feel that same way that we felt all of 2021, especially where we feel like those problems quite haven't given up yet, okay? Where we're still sort of, things are starting to feel the same as they did in 2021. I haven't gotten anywhere. I haven't changed anything. I have to act right now. I have to do it I have to break out of this. I'm sick of this. How am I still facing these problems? You know, what am I doing? I can't take it anymore. I just want to be done with it. That kind of feeling is back, okay? And when that kind of feeling is back, we immediately start moving quickly again. We immediately start questioning everything. We immediately get critical again. Mercury is in retrograde now in the sign of Virgo. Okay, so when Mercury has now retrograded back into Virgo, we begin to question everything. We begin to overanalyze everything, looking back at the details, making problems out of nothing. And being so much in our head that we forget the compassion, the softness, and the forgiveness, okay, because we're opposing Neptune at 23 degrees in Pisces, which was part of the full moon in Pisces configuration. So when the moon, our emotional state, was back over there by Neptune, we were able to access our emotions and reflect on the past and feel good about it in the end. Cried our cries and we let it go. We felt confident about the future, and then some of this energy started squeezing again. We retrograde back into Virgo. Now we're neurotic. Now we're neurotic again. We're overdoing everything. We're trying to be a perfectionist. We're working too much. We're not resting enough. We're not creating enough balance. We're criticizing other people. We're freaking out over details. We're spun up out of control. We're overanalyzing and overthinking things, okay? We want things to be perfectly in order, and the moment a hair is out of place, Venus is at fall, okay? A moment a hair is out of place, Venus is at fall. What do I mean by that? I got to erase some things to show you. All right, so Venus is the dispositor of this new moon in Libra, because Libra is ruled by Venus. And Venus is at fall in the sign of Virgo. It doesn't like to be here, and its energy doesn't work as well in the sign of Virgo. So Libra is all about things feeling pleasurable, easy, relaxed, slow, calm, beautiful, harmonious, reciprocal, receptive. And when Venus is in Virgo, we're really more poised to focusing on work, focusing on our schedule, trying to keep our routine perfect, trying to check all the boxes, cross off all the lists, okay? So we're caring less about letting life be easy and Venusian. So at the new moon in Libra here, we're questioning relationships. We are trying to move forward in relationship in a new way, figure out, how do I want to do this? How do I want to approach relationships? What do I think about relationships? How do I want to show up in relationships? And let me tell you what the goal really is. The goal really is to hear people out and take in new perspectives and be open to compromise. Be open to considering how what you're experiencing on the outside is a reflection of the inside. That's what Libra is all about. That's how you will create more beauty in your experience. That's how you will create more harmony, is when you let people help you, when you let people support you, and when you are willing to prioritize agreement and harmony over winning. Okay, why over winning? Well, because this new moon configuration is opposing Jupiter in Aries. Jupiter in Aries is my way or the highway. So I think another element here is comparison. So maybe there is something that we're setting out to do around this time, and we are having a hard time hearing our own inner voice of direction because we are focused very much so on trying to do things right now as fast as possible in the perfect way, and comparing to other people to figure out what their strategy is and how they're doing it, and what is the social norm, and what is the politically correct way, and what is the standard for how things are done and how things look, rather than listening to our own voice and our own strategy and our own inner will. There's some kind of conflict here. So one challenge could be that we're feeling a little bit lost or confused. We have a goal or objective of structuring or making relatable, practical, or reliable something that is deeply emotional or creative or intangible. We can't depend on anybody else's experience because we're trying to do something totally different, yet we're having a hard time hearing that clearly because we are still only somehow able to really figure out who we are and what we want and what we actually think and what we want to do by basing it off of the reflection we get from other people. So anytime there is an opposition like this, we have to find a balance, and you have a point in a way that is unique, and they have a point that is just as valid. And there's a way to go forward where everybody wins. And we can actually create some permanent change in the structures of our lives. The solution here, I think, lies in Mercury retrograde in Virgo, conjunct Venus in Virgo, now trine to Pluto in Capricorn. Because what we're trying to do is create lasting change to our emotional world, lasting change to our larger long-term goals, commitments, and the structures of our lives. And there's a bit of an uncertainty here. But the uncertainty, the confusion, is caused by overanalyzing, overthinking, and focusing too much on the smaller details when there is more of an impulse now to just get started. Just get started, okay? Get started. Are you starting to date? Are you starting a new project? Starting a new business relationship? Starting a new friendship? Starting a new dynamic in an existing relationship? Just get started. Cardinal energy. Jupiter in Aries, new moon in Libra. Cardinal energy is about taking action. It's time now to do it. You are overthinking it. You are ruminating. You are questioning every possibility. So stop. Just do. Learn by doing. Just get started. Feel it out. Remain open to other perspectives. Remain flexible and willing to compromise. Make sure you prioritize your own peace, your own well-being, as well as reciprocity and mutual support. And you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. I think that's what this one is really all about. That Saturn-Uranus square will open up again. It's not forever. So where you feel pressure to go, 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 do, I can't take this anymore. Yes, now is the time to act. But remember the North Node in Taurus. Patience, reliability, slow and steady. I say that in every video now. All right, that's it. Really, that's it. I hope this helps you. Have a wonderful new moon in Libra. I'll be putting forecasts for all 12 signs at 7 Moons Astrology on Instagram later this week, so make sure you check that out. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like this video and you're ready for more new and full moon forecasts. My name is Sarah Kirby with Energy.